this particular set right here, this is definitely like New York, or almost like the city of Chicago. Famous hospital show that we do called ER. This is the hospital set from ER right here. And this street right here, you call it New York Street, but it doesn't just have to be New York. It can be pretty much any street you can think of, any major city in America. You know, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Boston, any number of those cities. It just depends on the decorations that you put on to the outside of the building. So if it's supposed to be Chicago, put a newspaper box that says Chicago Tribune. If it's supposed to be New York, put a newspaper box that says New York Post on it. So there's all kinds of different buildings. You can see that everything's pretty much empty right now. We don't really keep anything out here. And the reason why is because whenever we do a scene in here, a bunch of trucks come in and actually put all the stuff out on the street, like parking meters, stop signs, garbage cans, you know, bus stops and things like that. Yeah, we try to do New York all the time, but we can't do New York without trying to do this Central Park in the middle of New York. So this is Central Park right here. Or sort of our excuse for Central Park, so to speak. So they use that quite a bit on the TV show Friends when Phoebe and Rachel are going for a jog in Central Park, and Phoebe's doing a really weird flailing run to embarrass Rachel. This is where Jennifer Aniston and Lisa Kudrow actually shot that scene. Now these are all the sort of the back lot sets where we can kind of recreate different environments. So we come up here on the front lot. The front lot is significantly different, obviously. It's not as visually stimulating. Inside of each one of these buildings are sound stages. So typically the way that it works is all the outside scenes are done on the back lot, and the inside scenes are done up here on the front lot. So there's a different set inside of every one of these. And if you're a fan of the show Friends, ever watched the show Friends, this is where they filmed Friends for so many years. That's why it says Friends on the outside of it. See some of the lights inside of these buildings here. We're going to take you through one of our main construction buildings, known as the Mill. Now, in addition to doing like regular, you know, situation comedy shows like Friends, or you know, some of the drama shows like ER, we also do a lot of talk shows. We do the Ellen DeGeneres show. We do the George Lopez late night talk show. And we also do the Conan show, and Conan is actually shot inside of this building right here. And in addition to doing Conan, they've done a lot of really famous movies in there. There's a plaque right there that kind of lists some of them off. One of them is a movie that we didn't know was going to be very successful, and it ended up being hugely successful. It's a movie called The Hangover, about a bunch of guys hanging out in Vegas for their bachelor party. And when they wake up in the morning and they find a tiger in their bathroom, we couldn't bring a tiger up the elevator in the real hotel at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, so we built the hotel room inside here, and all the scenes with a tiger were done inside here. Now they're building a really big set inside of Stage 16 right here. Stage 16 is the biggest sound stage on the lot, and when you drive by, you'll get to kind of peek in a little bit and see what an enormous set they're building in there. The set that they're constructing in there right now is going to be for the movie The Muppets. Now all these sets, they don't actually build them off the lot here. Everything is done here on the lot. So everything we need to do, any sort of set building, or like, you know, especially prop pieces or anything like that, they're all actually constructed inside here. So So this is our mill department. Anything and everything that needs to be built on the lot is all built inside here. Even like when you're driving around the lot and you see all these buildings that look like they're brick buildings, the bricks are not actually real. They're called stamped fiberglass, and they're actually built inside here. When you look over to the side, you can see there's a bunch of sample bricks, different kinds of bricks that they can build. And anytime they need to do like some kind of statues or anything, marble statues and whatnot, they obviously don't use marble. They just use plaster of Paris. It's actually painted to look like marble. And then our scene shop is just right up ahead here. This is where they build all the specialty sets for the shows. So all the sets that you see on the TV shows like 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, ER, the show Chuck, and many other shows that we do here are all built inside of this room right here. You can see they're actually in the process of constructing an entire front of the house right there. And they're probably going to be putting on the inside of one of our sound stations. the studio, the way that it is set up, we make it kind of like a mini city, because there's all the services you would see in a regular city. We have our own fire department, our own police force. We also have our own post office, our own bank, and also our own gas station here. The gas station is used to fuel up all of our 400 different vehicles. But this could also be used as a set of a gas station. And that's the thing. And since the studio is very, very classic looking, I mean, it's looked the same since people like Humphrey Bogart and Betty Davis were walking around here. So what's neat about it is in a TV show or a movie, if they ever need to do, if they ever need to have a set of a movie studio, like if the characters ever go to a movie studio for one reason or another, they can just film that right out on the streets here. And this is just yet another, this is our, transportation department. This is where they work on all the trucks. And see, the thing is, like when you sort of peek in this door right here, if you notice, it's actually a set of an auto shop as well. So they can work on the trucks in there, but if they ever need to do a set where like a character goes to an auto shop for one reason or another, that's it right now. Now inside this building here, you can see that it's very, very busy for the tours right here, and that is because there's something very interesting behind this door right here. So let's actually park over here, and we'll sort of get the rest of the groups along with us, and we'll all go in there together. And it's a really, really great place to take pictures. So we'll try to make sure we've got everybody here to start. Now, in this particular area of Burbank, if you look up, you can see all these big desert-type mountains in the background here. This mountain right here is called Mount Lee. On the other side of that is the Hollywood sign. So if you've been driving around town and haven't gotten a good chance to get a good look at the Hollywood sign, that is where it sits on the other side. And that hillside actually is a connection of mountains called the Santa Monica Mountains that go all the way up the coast here, all the way up to Malibu there. And when you watch like the beginning of the TV show MASH and you see the helicopters coming over the hillsides, that kind of looks very similar. That's not the actual one. It's actually just down a little bit here, but let's actually come over here so we can meet up with the rest of the groups. Hopefully they'll all be here.
So over there.
Where are the other guys? I don't know. All right. So guys, what we're going to do is we'll have the other groups come in here and join us. What we want to do is go in here. This is, as you can see, it's a very busy place for the tour. We go inside there, we'll let you guys walk around and just take pictures, anything you want in there. Walk around for a little bit, and then when you hear us sort of gathering everybody up, then we'll sort of drive by a few more of our sets and head on back to the tour center.
This one's always fun. Do you recognize it at all? No? This had a tiger in it, a man stuffed into the trunk in a very wild weekend in Las Vegas. This is Gus Mercedes from The Hangover. We actually had a couple of these. They're 1969 SLEs. And a couple of them were done. It gets stuck on speed bumps if we try driving over a speed bump. But it is a really cool vehicle. If you go back and watch it, everything lights up with neon. Everything. It has LED lights hidden away all over this thing.
Yeah, I think it's more impressive if you've seen the lights.
Here, why don't you just take it for a spin and let us know?
Okay. Thanks.
And of course, the Anglias, these are always fun because most people here in the United States have never seen a Ford Anglia, but over in Europe, of course, they were very, very popular. J.K. Rowling's very first car was a Ford Anglia, so she wrote it into the books as the Flying Weasley car. And we ended up using around 12
Steering wheel is on the other side.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Did you hear about this? That there is a Ford Anglia Preservation Society out in England, and they were upset that we used 13 of these.
Oh,
yeah, I think everything about Harry Potter all around it is kind of getting
I had someone on tour from England the other day that said these are really rare vehicles now. They used to be all over the place back in the 70s, and now they're kind of hard to find.
I've got a lot of English guests who come in and say that's the car they learned to drive on and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. And of course, the costumes are all the real actor sizes, so it's always fun to, walk around the lot, see, Harry Potter, he really hasn't grown a whole lot over the years. Tom Cruise is, somewhere around 5'4", 5'5".
Yeah, Tom Cruise is that short?
Oh, yeah. Sure enough. Yeah, and if anyone wants to take pictures with the green screen, by all means, do your own Photoshop at home.